Hello, good morning. In this episode, I'm going to try to do a simple landscape. So there's a little bit of sea, there's a little bit of rocks, and then there's a plant, and a little more darker clouds. So my attempt is to go through steps, how to draw a simple sketch, and then go about how to deal with this painting. Stick around. Okay, so I'm using a 6B pencil. Simple tree line, or in this case it's the rock line, and a shape of the beach. It doesn't have to be precise. I'm just trying to composite where the rocks end and where the shape goes. I'm just adjusting. So even though it looks like the pencil marks are very strong, it's not. It will wash away during the painting. So that's the pine trees, and I'm going to add a little more trees on the left side. It's just a composition. To give a strong contrast, especially in Greece, so it's a strong. I'm going to just clear a little bit of area. So cleaning the brush, I'm using a little bit of cerulean blue and cobalt blue. So very little water. I'm just using a mop brush. I am aware my hand sometimes comes into the painting, but I think the next series of paintings I'm gonna try to shoot from two camera perspectives so that you can get a better view and maybe close-ups. And if you guys think that there's a better way to edit it, let me know. And this one is a strong sap green, strong blues and strong greens. So a little more green. I'm using a little bit of turquoise. So I'm trying to be conscious of not to go all the way to the edge. I'm just mixing up a little more green. Lighter and lighter. So within that there's three play of a little bit of colors, and I'll let the colors mix on the paper. While it's still wet, I'm just adding some shadows. So I'm just picking up some yellow ochre. So leftover from the paintbrush. It has a little bit of green. I'm just focusing on the tone of the colors. So a little more cobalt. I just feel the sky needs to be a little more darker, so I'm just dabbing in more colors. So there's no particular order I'm going through. I'm just adding a little more colors. dry my first wash. I'm just blending in some colors which are falling in. Okay, so I'm switching to a synthetic brush and I'm adding some reflection, a little more water, a little green. Some waves. Some shadows, bit of gray and sienna. So I'm going to start adding some shadows under the vegetation. So I'm doing the rocks here. Some shadows, random shapes. So leftover burnt sienna and raw umber. I'm increasing the intensity of the tone depending on how dark the shadows I want. I'm intentionally leaving some white spots just to show that there's reflection and the rocks are not. So some sort of reflection. There's a ledge which is reflecting the shadows. So I'm gonna get the trees, some conifers. I believe they are red ferns. So loosely holding the brush. Then also notice how I'm holding the brush not at the very edge. Depending on the details I need, my arm or my hand moves closer or further away from the brush tip. Probably others don't notice it or they don't tell you, but it's very important. If you want to draw an eye, obviously your hands are as close as possible so that there's the least amount of vibration. And if you want to do a little more loose, so in this case there's some conifers. So generally have a shape in mind and some half semicircle moon shapes. So it's a mix of sap green, a little bit of gray. So I'm leaving some gaps for different shades of foliage. That's my kid next to me. He's busy asking questions. I'm post-recording it, so that, I'm going to add more shadows to the certain areas just to give the depth. And rinse and repeat, so the same technique. A few more trees on the other side of the painting, just for composition. The sky, it had dripped into a weird shape, so I'm just covering some more of the trees. So there's a lot of small adjustments just to make the painting look. Also notice how the angle I'm using to dry, I'm drawing it in a way that the colors don't drain down. So it's important that when you're drawing, you know which way. If it's too wet, you want to make sure the flow is controlled as well. So I'm just picking up a smaller brush. I'm just doing some branches. It could be a synthetic brush or whatever, but in this case I'm doing is a small Japanese calligraphy brush. They are excellent. In case you guys haven't used it, I'm a big fan. Add some more shadows on the rock. Some open roots or whatever. Some sort of shell. Shadows around the rock. My kids telling me what to do. They're 5 years old. They have an opinion about everything. So it's great to hang out with them. So a little bit of barely touching the paper. In the hindsight, I feel I could have added a couple more people or maybe a dog playing. But maybe for the next time. For people who are watching it, maybe that's a good idea, is to add some sort of focal point. A couple of people, maybe brighter colors. The scale, the size of the person makes the painting either small or very huge. So if you make the person very small, that's a huge area. I'm almost coming to the finish. I'm just doing the final few strokes. I'm squinting my eyes just to check if it looks okay. Okay, let me review the painting. Always a fun bit. Hope you enjoyed painting with me. As you can see, a couple of colors and simple sketches, you can get a sketch like this. So the trick is to just keep practicing. If you don't think you get it right the first time, just keep practicing a couple of times, and then I promise you it's gonna get better and better. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And till next time, happy watercolors and bye.